plus 45, and then minus 5b minus 5b, and you get a negative b equals 45. Now here's the deal. You cannot have negative b. So I'm going to divide by negative 1 because negative b is the same as negative 1b, and my b equals 45. Again, if I'm going too fast, you go through and you pause as you work. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to check it real quickly. So take this and put it over here. Or actually, it's right here. So 45 minus 8 and 45 plus 3. All right, 45 minus 8 is 37. So I have 37 over 5. Does that equal 48 over 4? And I'm going to think not, so I did something wrong here. What did I do wrong? Okay, so 48 times 5. 48 times 5 is 240. 37 times 4 is 148. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh, my goodness. You guys are probably thinking this whole time, Miss Hall, stop, pause. Because look at, this is not 13, it's 15. So I have this completely wrong the whole time. So let me back this up. Okay, so this is 15, 47, 47. So the answer is, and again, for my negative, oh my goodness, negative 47. All right, now let's check to make sure I did this right, because that's embarrassing. But shows you that reasons why you got to check your work, because you might be wrong. All right, so negative 47 minus 8. Well, negative 47 minus 8 is negative 55. And then this one, negative 47 plus 3 is negative 44. Okay, so if I take negative 55, that's a weird 5, divided by 5, I get negative 11. Is negative 44 over 4 also equal to 11? It sure is. So we did the answer right. But again, like prime example, I just showed you that I made a huge mistake, and I wouldn't have known that if I didn't check my work. So make sure that you are doing that. So go through and solve these next two. Come back, we'll go through it together. All right, so 4, oops. No, Eden, those are not for you, honey. You want some? Come on. All right, so we got, okay, so cross multiply, cross products, 4 times h plus 2 equals 8 times 2h. So distribute 4h plus 8 and 16h. If I take away 4h, I get 8 equals 12h. Divide by 12. I get h equals, well, this reduces to 2/3. You want some of these? Which one? What do you want? What do you want first?
I like this one.
Here, eat this first.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. So now, if I go back and I check this, so 2/3 plus 2, so 2 and 2/3 times 4 gives me, let's see, so 6, 8, 8/3 times 4 is 32/3. And then we got 2 times 2/3. So if I put 2/3 here, so 2 times 2/3 is 4/3. Times 8 is also 32/3. So it is a true statement. All right, again, this is a video, so if you guys need to pause it to check it, follow along, all that stuff, you are able to do that. I'm actually just going to clear, clear ink. Okay, I'm now going to do letter C now. Okay, so for C, so this would be 6n equals, so 5 times 2n plus 4 gives me 10n plus 20. All right, so I am going to take away 10n. You get negative 4n equals 20. Divide negative 4, divide negative 4, and n equals negative 5. All right, let's go back up here and check. So this, negative 5 over 5 is negative 1. All right, this one, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. And when I divide that by negative 6, I also get negative 1. So there we go. All right, I think we are almost done. So, applying similarities with proportions. So let's go through and highlight what is important or circle or underline. So a man who is 6 feet tall is standing next to a flagpole. The shadow of the man is 3.5 feet, and the shadow of the flagpole is 17.5 feet. All right, so we have a flagpole. And the shadow of this flagpole is 17.5 feet. And we want to know what the height is, so we don't know the height. Now a man is standing. He is 6 feet tall, and his shadow is 3.5 feet. Now from this, our shadow is shorter than our height, so we're going to be a lot taller than 17.5. I can take and set this into a proportion and say height of the flagpole, shadow of the flagpole. Height of the man, shadow of the man. All right, so I'm just going to do my cross products. I'm going to take 6 times 17.5 and divide that by 3.5. So multiply, divide, and it comes out that the flagpole height is 30, and we can label it feet. So let's try it again. Scale model of a building is 6 inches tall. All right, so here's a building, 6 inches tall. The scale model, or the scale of the model, is 1 inch to 50 feet. How tall is the building? All right, so if 1 inch is equivalent to 50 feet, then the model is 6 inches. We need to know how much the other one would be, or the real building would be. So we multiply this by 6. So we multiply this by 6. 50 times 6, 300 feet. There you go. So 2 different ways you can do some proportions. All right, we are into percents, and then we are almost done. All right, so percents, you can either do it where you are taking percent out of 100 equals part over whole. The other is called a percent equation. So is it? Part equals percent in decimal form times whole. So there you go. So let's look at this first one. What percent? So we are trying to find a percent of 84. So of is your whole, is your part. So I'm going to put this one in the percent equation. So what percent, which is out of 100, is 63, or 63 of 84. So again, just different ways we can figure it out. Say rate, how many times multiply 63 to get 84, divided here, same thing here, or we just go straight across. So 63 times 100 divided by 84 gives me 75%. All right, let's try the next one. So what is 85% of 24? So this of is referencing the, this is your part, of is your whole. So I'm going to put this in the equation now. So what is 85%, which, just a refresher, you move decimal over 2 to find your decimal. So 0.85 of 24. So 0.85 times 24 gives me 20.4. Okay. Sorry. Here, put your hand out. You can have a couple.
I saw all, Mama.
Yeah, it's all you need for right now, okay?
That's all it.
Sorry. Not all of it, buddy.
That's all at the jar.
Yep, that's what you got. All right, so 16 is 24% of what number? So this time we are trying to find the whole. 16 is your part, and 24 is, of course, your percent. So you can set it up either way. You can set it up where you are in the percent proportion or the equation. Right? Okay. So if I set it up as a proportion, I would say 24 out of 100. You do not convert the decimal when you're working with a proportion equation. Is 16 over, we'll say whole. I then could also say 16 is 0.24 because I converted into a decimal times your whole. Now, if I were to solve the equation here, I would just divide by 0.24, divide by 0.24, and then on this one, I just do my multiply, divide. So let's see, 16 divided by 0.24 gives me 66.7, or 66.6 repeating. If I did 100 times 16 divided by 24, same thing. So my whole number is 66.6 repeating. All right. So we have 3 more problems, I believe. So a family sells a car to the dealership for 60% less than they paid for it. They paid $9,000 for the car. What price did they sell the car for? So they started at $9,000. We want to know what they sold it for, where they sold it for 60% less.